What's up, tribe? Oh, I forgot to turn the light on and stuff. What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? New show alert. New show alert. We are here for the live review of Summer House Season 2. Oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. Summer House Season 2. I just dropped my earpiece. But hold on. Let me get it real quick. Season 2. So welcome back, you guys. Let's get into it. We will be doing live reviews of Summer House. It'll normally be probably be on Monday nights. Well, Monday afternoon. When I was doing Married to Medicine. Because at least for the next 3 weeks, I'll still be doing the Real Housewives of Potomac. But tonight we're doing Summer House because the Whether You Like It or Not panel is tomorrow night. So it doesn't make sense for me to review it tonight and then turn around and review it again tomorrow with the panel on my channel. So we're going to do Summer House tonight, okay? Now, I'm glad they brought Summer House back. I was a little nervous about Summer House coming back because, y'all know. I don't even need to get into it. But I think this was a really good season opener. You know what I loved about this episode? I loved that we started from where we were, right? I love that it looks like there is some natural drama, not no made-up storyline kind of drama. But we are going to get into the things of the things of the things. Okay. So for those of you that did not watch Martha's Vineyard last season, Summer House is a show that comes on Bravo. I personally don't watch Summer House. But Summer House is a show that comes on Bravo. And this is sort of a spinoff. It's like the black version. Because y'all know Martha's Vineyard is very historically, where the black elite used to go and vacation, all those things are the things. We know the Obamas, all the celebrities go there now, right? That's the place to go. It's like the Black Hamptons, okay? So last season, the first thing I noticed is that Bravo done gave them a new budget this season, baby. Y'all see that house? That's a big old house they got them in this season. They got a pool, a trampoline. They got a bigger living room, more bedrooms. They definitely gave them a bigger budget this season. Okay, we saw that off the break. You see they had their own rental cars. They didn't have to call an Uber every time they wanted to go somewhere. You see that? You see how they were able to keep, because they're rentals because they're on an island. Nobody drove to Martha's Vineyard. So I said, okay, I see you, Bravo, giving them a big budget. Okay. I love so for those of you that didn't watch it last season, all of the people that are back, it's the same people that are back minus Silas, who has been deployed. Silas is Jasmine's husband. I don't personally care for Silas, and I really wish he could have been there this season so we could almost see if he gets a redemption arc. Maybe, he saw himself on camera, maybe saw how he looked and kind of gave himself a redemption arc. Don't know. Hey, Patches. Hey, boo. You never watched Summer House? I'm telling you, it's one of those best kept secrets. Y'all better watch it. It's good. It's really, really good. So, they're young 20-somethings, so I can't get into all their stories. Okay. But as I go through this review, go back and watch last season. But as I go through the review, I'll give you a few little tidbits. Okay. So the show was centered around Jasmine and Silas, who were a married couple. And most of the people that were invited to the show this last season were friends of theirs. So let me go through the people on the show. And then so we have Amir, who Amir is mixed, but he really didn't know. He's just learning the black side of him. So, okay. He's real estate. He's in real estate. I forgot who he knows. I forgot how he's connected. Okay. Then we have Preston. Preston is gay. He's an openly gay black man. And he is Silas's line brother. Silas and Preston are both members of Alpha Phi Alpha. And that's his line brother. So that's their connection. Then we have Nick and Alex are both members of Kappa Alpha Psi. They're frat brothers. I don't think they're line brothers, but they're frat brothers. I forgot I think Nick knew. I forgot how they connected, but I think they're connected through Nick. Preston is an attorney. Alex is like an advertising exec or something like that. I forgot what. Nick is like a stylist or something like that. I forgot what all these people do, child. Then we have Jordan, who was Jasmine's best friend. Now, I think that's her cousin in real life, but her like her best friend. But as you can see from this episode, they sort of fell out. Now, I understand why Jasmine pulled away from Jordan. I mean, I understand why Jordan pulled away from Jasmine, but I don't like how she's handling it. I'm gonna come back around to that. Okay. Silas has been deployed for 10 months, so that's why Silas is not there. Shanice is a friend of theirs. Again, I forget how all these people connected. Bria, Jordan, Jasmine, and I think Shanice, or maybe Summer. They all used to work together at the Playboy Club back in the day in New York. So anyway, go back and watch season 1. It'll give you all the background. So we see the ladies show up. Bria still got that damn dog. Now, I love the fact that everybody just accepted the fact that Milo was there, okay? Last season, it was a whole thing with her bringing Milo, and we had to have a whole argument about her and Milo and the dog, and she didn't ask if she could bring Milo, and everybody was like, why is there a dog here? But I love how this season, we did not have to go through that again. Girl, they just knew Milo was coming, okay? And Milo, was running around that house, and everybody was like, hey, Milo, what's up, Milo? What's going on, Milo? I love that. I would have been very irritated if we had to have that conversation again. Because I feel like Bria was very clear that if you invite me, Milo coming. Okay. So Bria and Jasmine were the first ones to show up. Then Summer and Jordan. And we found out that Summer and Jordan have gotten really, really close. They've been hanging out a lot. And they have been excluding Jasmine. Jasmine has not been a part of the clique. They haven't been calling her, inviting her, none of those things. Okay. Noelle is the new girl. She works for an attorney. She is from New York, and she is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Okay. I'm only mentioning this because if we're going to talk about Black excellence and they mention it, we're going to bring it up. Okay. We're going to bring it up. Don't do me, don't do me, Patches. Patches talk about something really big. You be making the show sound so good. And then I'll be like, I will watch your reviews, but I'm going to give it a try. Don't do me. It is a reality show with Black people. I mean, I don't know what else you want from me. And it's young Black folks. So we're talking about 20s, early 30s, right? So they're going to be doing what 20, early 30s Black folk do, child. Okay. Then we see Shanice show up. Shanice is the party girl. All she wants to do is be drunk and be naked. She is the what's her name? What's the girl that's getting sued by Carolyn Manzo? Well, she ain't getting sued, but what's her name? I forget her name now. Y'all know who I'm talking about from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That is who she is. All she wants to do is just be drunk and naked. I don't even know why she here. But okay. That's Shanice. Shanice shows up and the first thing she do is put on a bikini and just be drunk. That's all she did the first episode was be drunk and half naked. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Abby, I called you earlier. I needed you to answer the phone because I needed to make a decision about some things. I needed your thumbs up or your... Although I don't even know why I be bothering. Abby be like, okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. Well, what I will say, M Love Black said, oh, your phone was there. Oh, okay, boo. She said, I'm shocked that they're mentioning organizations, especially with how the sororities get. I was a little surprised by that last season, but I guess because that's their connection. But what I will say is they don't really wear letters. They don't really wear their letters. But I did see in the trailer that it looks like we are going to get some strolling this season because I saw a clip of Alex and Nick shit. Jonathan, what y'all do? Why my brain just went blank? What y'all do, Jonathan? What them cabins be doing? Why I can't get it out? Oh wow, y'all had a power outage. Oh wow, you good now, boo? What y'all be doing, Jonathan? Why I can't remember it? Shimmying, thank you. Why I was gonna say shimmying, but it felt wrong. I was gonna say shimmying, but y'all know how you think something and then you feel like that's wrong. I was like, that's not right. Okay. Anyway, but I did see a clip where they're gonna be shimmying. But yeah, you don't. Last season they never won any letters. They referenced the fact that they were all a part of Alpha or Kappa or whatever, but they didn't wear any letters and they didn't do anything. But it does look like this season. I did see a clip where they're gonna be shimmying, but again, I don't feel like they do anything that would violate anything. You know what I mean? But you're right. We generally don't hear them speak on their organizations on these shows. I remember K. Michelle said she would never wear her letters, but K. Michelle was acting a damn fool. Like, I could understand her not wanting to bring her organization into the foolishness that she was doing down to the love of hip hop. So that's a little different. I think it's a little different. Can't wear letters on a reality show from out. Yeah, that makes sense because they didn't. Now I have seen people wear like Robin has worn paraphernalia on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and what's my girl on Bell Collective? Giselle has worn paraphernalia as well. What's my girl? The one that's married to the football player. She wore paraphernalia. So I don't know what the rule is or isn't, but I have seen people wear paraphernalia. Oh, you're just speaking specifically of Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I got you. All right, moving on. Not Tambra, the one that's the Delta, the one that's married to the football player. Akeisha wore a Delta sweatshirt one time. And Robin's worn a Delta hat, and Giselle has worn AKA stuff. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head, but yeah. But anyway, moving forward. But yeah, as long as you ain't acting a fool, yeah. Like I said, K. Michelle was like she would never wear her letters, but again, K. Michelle was throwing candles and flipping tables, so I could understand her saying, "Yeah, I'm not going to do that." You know what I mean? Moving on. So the one thing we first noticed is that Jasmine is not drinking. She is drinking a mocktail. Now, what I will say is that in real life, Jasmine is pregnant, and I suspect that she was probably pregnant while they were filming, or at least suspected that she was pregnant, and that's why she's not drinking. And of course, that's the first thing that people said. They asked her if she was pregnant, and she said no. So I don't know if that's going to play out as part of her storyline, because I noticed in the beginning she did have on like a bulky sweatshirt, but then she did wear like a shirt where you could see her stomach, and she looked like she had picked up weight, but she didn't look pregnant. But again, they're there for 2 weeks, just depending. We'll see. Don't know. But I know in real life she was pregnant or is pregnant. Okay. Clearly, some things have happened since last season. Summer is not fooling with Alex. Now, Summer and Alex was flirting last season, and it looks like these groups, the reason why I think Summer House is going to be so good is because these people really became friends, and they really created cliques, and they really built memories, and they really have experiences. And I think that is going to make for some very authentic storylines. So Amir has a girlfriend this season that nobody cares about, because Amir, I mean, we just don't care about Amir. I mean, if you watch season 1, you know what I mean. We don't care. Alex and Summer were flirty last season, and it looks like over the off season, they hung out a little bit. Summer lives in LA, Alex lives in New York, but she said when I was in New York, we would hang out. When he was in LA, we would hang out. And she said, I mean, and it was funny because in her confessional, she was like, yeah, I mean, we're good. I mean, it was what it was. When we saw each other, we hung out, and that was it. But then when he showed up, she wouldn't even speak to him. And she was like, he's weird. He's just weird. And then here goes Shanice. Yeah, he is. He's weird. So it's clear that from that point, we knew whatever was going on between Summer and Alex was bigger than that. Now, first of all, let me say this. It did not take a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together and realize that y'all had slept together. And this is what I picked up on, that clearly Summer and Alex have slept together, and Summer, you feel some kind of way because Alex didn't do what you felt like he needed to do. And in Jasmine's, in Jasmine's confessional, she basically said that Alex is the bachelor, yada yada yada. Somebody in the chat said Alex is an F boy. That's about right. That's what it seems like. But we'll get to that. Okay. We find out, so everybody shows up. Can I say something without offending nobody? I don't want my LGBTQ people to be offended by this. But for the people that watched season 1 and now we're watching season 2, is that me? Or is Preston a little more flamboyant this season? I'm not saying that to be offensive. Please watch season 1 and then watch season 2. Mama Yana, you going ahead of me now. You going ahead of me. I'm telling y'all my first impressions now. You moving forward. Stay with me, Mama Yana. Stay with me. But it's not just me. Okay, because I don't mean that in no disrespectful way. Preston was actually my favorite last season because Preston was not here for the you know what. But I was really like, right, he's talking totally different. He's adding a whole lot more. And maybe he's just more comfortable in front of the camera and more comfortable this season. But let me tell you what else I think. Now, it hasn't come up yet, but I think Preston is single. Remember, last year, Preston had a boyfriend. I wonder if Preston is single now. I'm just wondering. Now, and again, I don't mean that to be disrespectful. Please don't nobody say, please don't nobody. Okay, thank you. All right, the people in the chat agree with me. If you watch season 1, as soon as I saw him in his confession, I said, okay then. I said, okay, Preston, I see you. And it may just be that he is comfortable now, in front of the camera, in front of you, because he was open about his sexuality last season. That's not it. But it just seems like maybe he's a little more open. Okay, moving on. But we found out that his father died. And he mentioned that everybody, when he let the people know that his father had passed away, everybody reached out to him. And he really appreciated that. We found out that him and his father were not close. The funeral is actually the next day. And he said that his father was not a part of his life for the majority of his life. He said his father really never tried to be a part of his life until after he graduated from law school. And then he felt like it was just inauthentic. Basically, you think I'm about to be paid. You think I'm on the come up. And now you coming around, which I could understand him feeling like that. If your father wasn't a part of your life your whole life and you graduate from law school and now he want to be daddy, I could understand him feeling like your motives are not pure. He said, and I was actually very cruel to my dad. He said I was really cruel to him, which again, I could understand that too. You probably had some pent up anger, frustration. You probably was side eyeing him like, why you here? What do you want and why are you here? So I could understand all of those emotions wrapped up. Like I could feel that. But the funeral is the next day, and he said that basically him and his sister were uninvited to the funeral and that they were not included in anything. Now, here is the question I have now, and Preston, you're an attorney, so I know that you're on top of whatever you need to be on top of. But I find that to be interesting because if his father never remarried, and if y'all are his oldest children, like, but I can also understand you not making an issue out of it and not making a big deal out of it if y'all weren't close. Like, I can understand that. But I just felt like, wow, like they just uninvited you. Like that was kind of effed up. You know what I mean? I felt like that was kind of effed up. But yeah, so he said so we find out later on in the episode that his father was very abusive most of his life. I think he said something about he had only talked to his father like when he was in middle school because his father had gotten shot or something. So it sounds like his father lived a rough life. He said he was an alcoholic. So it definitely sounds like there was a lot there. It was definitely a lot there. Well, yeah, and that's what he said. He said, it almost sounds like he was debating about whether he was still going to go or not. But he said he was at peace with not going to his father's funeral because he did. I mean, we're going to talk about that, but he was there. I think it was messed up, but we don't know what happened. Yeah, I think it's messed up that they would uninvite him. I mean, first of all, like Ebby just said, how you uninvite somebody from their father's funeral? But again, when he said he was cruel to his father, who knows what went down? Maybe there was an argument, maybe that, I don't know. And when he said me and my sister, so it sounds like there were at least 2 kids that were involved. Who's to say how many other kids he has? And like he said, things are really chaotic on his father's side of the family. So I feel like it's more than just him and his sister that are having some issues as it relates to the father. But I do feel like that's kind of messed up. I would love to hear more about it, but it ain't my business. Just being nosy, like the nosy in me would love to hear more. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on. Okay. So they getting ready for the crab roll. They go down to the little market. Now, I need everybody to recognize, remember last week when we had that whole conversation about what a crab roll was versus steaming your crabs and the seasoning? Did y'all hear what Bria said about the Old Bay? Did y'all not see them 4 or 5 cans of Old Bay sitting on that counter? Now, personally, I still don't like a broil. I still like a steam. However, at least they had the seasoning. And they had the Old Bay. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. We got the Old Bay there. We got the Old Bay, okay? Now, Noelle is the new girl. Noelle is friends with the ladies from New York. Noelle seems like she is giving me Whitley Gilbert season 1. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, in the world of a different world, if you are a real different world fan, season 1 is sort of the lost season. We try to act like season 1 didn't even happen. I mean, sorry to Lisa Bonet and what's my girl name, the one that went on to win an Academy Award for My Cousin Benny. I mean, shouts out to y'all, but we really try to forget about that first season. So she is giving me Whitley Gilbert season 1, right? Very Southern, she's from Atlanta, and she's giving me very much upper middle class, white, Jack and Jill, debutante, right? But also giving me, but when I don't think nobody looking, I'm gonna turn up and I'm gonna twerk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now, the house situation, I thought it was cute minus the bunk beds. But in the basement of this house, they had like a whole, looked like it was like a playroom, but it had 4 bunk beds and like a full-size bed. And they were like, oh, that's where the guys can go. Oh, it's got commercials. I'm sorry. Marissa Tomei, thank you. I was like, I'm sorry about the commercials. If it's too many, let me know. But I don't have it set high. But I can take it down if y'all need me to change it. So again, minus the bunk bed situation, because what grown ass man want to sleep in a bunk bed? But I thought it was cute that they put all the guys in the basement so they can have their own space and almost have like Amir said, oh, it's like a frat house kind of situation. The only problem is Amir was like, I don't know what's gonna happen when my girlfriend come, and then Nick's beard / girlfriend, she coming too again. So it'll be interesting how they switch it up. But it was funny because Preston has become really good friends with Jasmine and Summer. And why they made sure he had a bedroom though, like there was an extra bedroom that nobody had paid attention to, I guess. Why they pulled him to the side and was like, Preston, there's a bed, don't tell anybody, shh. And baby, he slid his luggage up in that bed just as fast. I said, that's right, you better look out for y'all, boy. Y'all better look out for y'all husbands. Anyway, so Noelle is kind of, side-eyeing Alex a little bit, kind of like Alex is a cutie. I want to see what he's giving. And Summer says that she gave Noelle the clear. Like, yeah, I mean, me and Alex had a little thingy thing. But if you want to go there, you can go there. Now, let me say something. Noelle. She don't mean it. Mm-mm. She don't mean it. Noelle. Don't do it. She don't mean it. You could tell by how mad she was that she don't mean it. Don't you slide up next to Alex if you want to still be friends with Summer. I'm telling you what I know. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if it's going to go left or it's going to go right, but I am listen to what I'm telling you, girl. Don't do it. First of all, I don't know how close Summer and Noel are, but you shouldn't even be looking at Alex if you know that Alex and Summer had a little something. We're going to get to that in a second. I mean, well, might as well get to it now. Hell, when they was outside eating dinner, Summer told the whole table that Alex had been inside of her. And nobody at the table, for the exception of Jasmine, poor Jasmine, nobody seemed surprised. So if everybody at the table knew, except for Jasmine, girl, you knew. So I don't even understand why you thinking about it. That shouldn't even be a consideration. Like, I don't never want to think like that. No, man, Pam. Not that recent. I mean, I could see if it had been like, oh, well, you know, when we were in high school, we fooled around a little bit, but you know, we cool now. That's like my big brother. Okay, maybe. Okay. But that literally must have happened months ago. And Summer is clearly not over it. Girl, don't you do it. Don't do it. Uh-oh. What's going on? Okay. Now, they end up having dinner. They're calling it the Tails and Tails, Tales and Tails dinner, because it's like, let's all get caught up. Let's all, you know, let's catch up. So they sit down to eat. They outside, it's cold, because clearly they went back at the same time of year. They clearly went back in like the fall, where during the day the weather is really nice, but at night it gets cold. It's not like summer, because they keep saying, well, this summer we did this and this summer we did that. And again, it looks like everybody all hung out in their cliques. Matter of fact, a group of them went to Jamaica and they didn't invite Jasmine. They was posting pictures of them down to the Jamaica and everything, but they didn't. They didn't invite her. They didn't invite Jasmine. So we're at the table and we get to having a conversation about Alex had an event in New York. It sounds like Alex has like, he says he has like this music collective. Alex is like cousins to John Legend and he can sing and stuff. And then he has like this music collective where they have events throughout the city. It's called Feel the, I wrote it down. I think it's called Feel the Music, like FEEL, Feel the Space. And here's where I feel like Alex, you know, Alex, I be trying to help you. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because I felt like you was weird last season. But I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, because at first he was like, "Well, I mean, it's a subscription based collective. Like if you subscribe, if you follow us on Instagram, then you'll know when we're having these events. Like we have events all over the city. We have them all the time, because someone wants to know why they weren't invited." Alex was like, Alex was like, I mean, I thought I invited everybody. She was like, no, you didn't. Like, you didn't invite everybody from the group. He was like, I didn't. So then he says, feel the fire like Teddy. Feel. I was thinking about, was that Stephanie Mills? I don't know. But then he said, well, it's a subscription based collective. If you're subscribed, you got an invitation. Alex, they're your friends. So then Alex said, well, I didn't know you were here. And Summer was like, nah, that's a lie. Because when I FaceTimed you, you knew that I was in Jordan's living room. You know what Jordan's living room looks like. You knew I was in Jordan's living room, which means you knew I was in New York when it was the day before the event. Alex, just say you invited another chick and you ain't want some of there because you ain't want no drama. Just listen, Alex, just call a thing. Say, listen, I know we're not exclusive, but you know, I had another chick coming and I just didn't want no shit. Because that's what it sounds like to me. Because if you had invited her in the past, So then Bria jumps in and Bria starts talking about what she wasn't invited to. And they get to arguing and Preston goes off. Now, honestly, Preston, I really think your short temper can be attributed to the fact that you was going through what you was going through and grieving your father and all those mixed emotions. Because I mean, again, unless it was, unless that scene was cut up, it really didn't look like it was all that deep when you decided to go off. But he starts going off because he was like, listen. He was like, I don't know. He said something about, really, are we doing this? Like, what is going on? Like, what is going on right now? And he basically invites them to leave, like, but he doesn't say a name. So Bria was like, well, if you want me to leave, I could pack my stuff right now. If you want me to leave, I could pack my stuff right now. And it proceeds to turn into a whole argument where Bria storms off. Now, if you watch season 1, you know that that's Bria's MO. Bria gets mad. She storms off. She has a hissy fit. And somebody goes and talks to her. And then she's okay. Baby Preston was like, okay, bye, but I'm gonna finish eating my lobster and crab legs though. Next thing you know, the girls go in the house to talk to Bria. Bria comes back. She walks up to Preston. She apologizes. He apologizes. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. I love you too. You know I would never want to hurt you. You know I would never want to hurt you either. And Amir is over it. Amir is like, what? Baby, Amir picks up his plate and he goes in the house because he was like, see, this is what I'm not doing this season. Well, he says this summer. This is what I'm not doing this summer. Bria throws a tantrum and everybody coddles her and then they welcome her back. Like, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that this summer. But then later on that night, Amir goes to check on Bria. But you just got to see, but this is how you know that they really have become friends in real life and they're used to each other and their personalities and they go through whatever it is they go through, right? You're right, Cindy. It was alcohol involved, so that's some old drunk shit. So in the midst of the argument, Alex throws it back at Summer, which, listen, I was with Alex on this one. Alex threw it back at Summer. Alex was like, well, first of all, I don't understand why you felt the need to let the whole table know that we had slept together, but okay. He was like, but I also find it very interesting that you are mad at me for doing something that you do. He said, you have had many events where you haven't invited the collective. So why is it different when I do it? It's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. And then she was looking stupid, right? Then Summer side-eyeing over at Jordan and they looking stupid because they know that they've been hanging out all up and through New York, Jamaica, and everything else. And ain't nobody called Jasmine. Ain't nobody invited Jasmine to nothing. So now you looking stupid. So Jasmine was like, yeah, I mean, I honestly feel disconnected from the group. I feel like nobody calls me. Nobody, I feel like I have gone out of my way to reach out to everybody, to stay connected to everybody. But that don't come to me in return. And, so yeah, I mean, I'm a little hurt. I see on social media, y'all hanging out, y'all doing things. Ain't nobody ring my phone, And so Jordan was like, well, honestly, we can have that conversation, but I feel like we need to have that conversation privately. I don't really want to have that conversation in front of the collective. And Jasmine was like, okay, cool. But, just so you know. So they all go to bed, child. So the next morning they getting up, they getting themselves together. Baby, Summer is giving Alex the stare of death. Alex is like, look, that is not bothering me. Like, I know she wants something from me. She wants me to give her a moment, and I'm not. Like, I don't have it in me to give her what she's looking for. I don't have that. And they're going on the boat. First of all, it was a nice boat. Don't get me wrong. It was a nice boat. But Jordan talking about it was a yacht. I don't know if that, is that a yacht? I don't think that constituted as a yacht, but neither here nor there. They're all going off to the boat. Looked like it was a nice day, good weather, all that good stuff. They had their drinks, they had their food, And while they were on the boat, Preston has a moment and, talks about his father, thanks everybody for being there, appreciates the fact that everybody made it, because he's, he needs his friends, he needs that support. So, they pop some bottles, they get to dancing. Of course, Shanice is naked again, twerking and things. Milo is on the boat. Okay. Milo has become the mascot, and I'm here for it because I like Milo. I think he's a little cutie, right? Um, then Jasmine asked Jordan to go talk, and Jordan was like, you know, honestly, I do know we need to talk, but I don't really want to do it right now. But she ends up talking to her. I mean, she didn't say that. She said that in her confessional. So they end up talking. Basically, Jordan's issue with Jasmine, which I understand her issue. Jordan's issue with Jasmine is, girl, you was giving fake all last season while, you was giving this, I gotta be the perfect Stepford wife. And, that's not the Jasmine that I know. That's not the Jasmine I'm used to. That's not the Jasmine I thought I was getting. And it really made me feel like you were being fake. And, I took a step back because I didn't know how to receive it. Now, one part of me 100% gets it. I understand where you're coming from. I understand the frustration. But the other part of me is you also have to accept, like, she's married now. Like, she's not that person. She can't go out and get drunk every night and twerk in the streets. Like, that is not her life anymore. Whether you like Silas or not, whether you agree with her decisions or not, she's not that person anymore. And so I think that there needs to be a conversation, because last season y'all had a conversation, but clearly you left still feeling some kind of way because your response was to just move away rather than deal with it. Now, here's the thing. You have every right to make that decision. You have every right to decide in life that this relationship no longer serves me. Like, I love you, but that was, all relationships are a reason, a season, or a lifetime, right? Every relationship isn't a lifetime situation. And so in this moment, I feel like maybe y'all's relationship has expired. But for the fact that y'all are filming this show, I wonder if you would care about the relationship. And again, I think sometimes, I was saying this in my last live when we were talking about Love and Marriage DC, I think sometimes we as friends, we allow our feelings for our friend's partner to dictate our relationship with our friend. And I think some of Jordan's issue is Silas. But I also think, and here's the thing, do I think Jasmine was trying to play perfect wife and all of that? Yeah, she was. But I don't think it was, in my opinion, I feel like y'all could have talked that out. So Jordan tries to make it seem like, well, we talked and, I thought everything was cool. And Jasmine was like, yeah, but I've reached out to you and you don't respond. She said, well, I sent a text message asking you, well, where do we go from here? You never responded to the text message. And Jasmine was like, girl, for real? Like, I have called you multiple times and you want to sit here and talk about a text that I didn't respond to when I have been like, she said, my call log is literally, extensive of me trying to call her and her not responding. But at the end of the day, relationships do change because people's lifestyles change, right? Then we had Alex talking to Summer. And Alex said that basically him and Summer was cool. They was hanging out, but he had a problem with the fact that Summer was basically telling everybody what was going on. He said, I was in LA hanging out with Summer. I got a call from Nick that was like, hey, how's Summer? And I was like, what you mean, how's Summer? Like, why would you ask me about Summer? And he was like, well, I talked to so-and-so, and they said that, you and I think he said I talked to Jordan, and Summer sent a picture to Jordan. And Alex was like, wait a minute. So she's taking pictures of me when I'm not paying attention and sending them out. Like, I'm that's weird to me. And I felt like the situation was going in a direction I didn't want it to go in. And so, I kind of stopped it from there. Here is my issue. Alex, I understand that. I absolutely understand what Alex said in that moment. Like, whoa, she's taking, she's like sneak taking pictures of me, and then she's sending it out to the group, and the whole group know what I'm doing, and I don't really need the whole group to know how I'm moving. I can respect that. My problem though is how you handled it. My problem is how you chose to handle it, because how you chose to handle the situation was you chose to just ghost her, knowing you were going to see her, knowing that y'all had commingled y'all friends, and at some point you were going to encounter her again. That is my problem. My problem is, Alex, sit down, have a conversation, and say, listen, I really don't, I really thought we were just having fun. I wasn't trying to make this serious or heavy. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my issue. And I feel like so many things can be resolved with a damn conversation. Alex, ain't nobody saying you got to marry this woman. Ain't nobody saying you got to be, you got to make this a lifelong commitment, especially if y'all had that conversation. But it's the way you handled it. So now you want to play stupid when she's in New York and you're having an event. And 2 months ago, you would have invited her to that event. But now all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know you were in New York. Well, aren't you on the subscription list? Like, stop playing with me. And then Shanice said something about, well, something about the friends that you love. And he was like, love. Like, I mean, we cool and all, but I don't know about the love thing. Alex, that ain't even what she was talking about. Nobody tripping off you like that. All in all, it was a great first episode. I feel like, I definitely feel like I love when shows pick up where things left off. I love when shows have a storyline that seems authentic. Sorry, I disagree. Summer did too much. Of course you disagree, Phil. There's no way you can. Phil, you have to disagree. I understand. But on that note, thank you, Phil, because there was a point that I did. There is a point that I did forget. You're absolutely correct, though, Phil. My issue with Summer, though, is you need to be honest in how you feel, because you're pretending like you don't care. You're pretending like it didn't hurt. You're pretending like it wasn't a problem. You just sat there and told, oh, girl, shoot your best shot, which is going to be a problem. So on that note, I do agree with you, Phil. I don't think Summer was doing too much. I think the problem is Summer was trying to pretend like it didn't hurt and like she wasn't bothered, and she clearly is. And that's a problem. That's the problem. Even the way when she let everybody know, I mean, you were inside of me. Like, girl, that is your way of staking your claim. And that's why I said, Noelle, don't you do it. Because that was her way of throwing it out there. Like, in case you didn't know, let me let everybody know. And even though she said to you, Noelle, go ahead, girl, shoot your best shot, she don't mean it. Don't do it. She does not mean it. And the fact that she had to let the whole room know that they had slept together tells you she does not mean it. But again, I agree. Natalie says, I agree with Phil. Once you violate my privacy, ain't nothing to talk about. And Summer knew he wanted to keep them on the low, which is why she was sneaking pictures. But that's my opinion. I agree with you, Natalie. But I still feel like the conversation needs to be had. Now, I agree with you, though. She was wrong for taking the pictures and sending it out. And I agree. She did it on the low because, like you said, she knew that Alex didn't really want everybody in the business. So she sent it to Jordan. Jordan said, then it became a game of telephone, right? I agree with you 100% on that. I agree with y'all about Summer. Let's be clear. I just feel like, Alex, when you decided to walk away, especially because you knew that it was going to be messy, because y'all do share so many friends and your friend group overlaps, I feel like you owed the conversation. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Everybody knows because it became a game of telephone. Because what they said, Jordan told Nick. So Nick, went from there. And it went around the friend group. I'm sure if Jordan sent that picture to Nick, Jordan sent that picture to Preston. Jordan sent that picture to Shanice. She sent it to everybody but Jasmine because everybody knew but Jasmine. But and again, guys talk too. So Alex may have said something, but the difference is the guys weren't gonna pick up the phone and call everybody. The girls, was telling everybody. You know what I'm saying? So here's my issue. My issue isn't that Alex didn't want to engage. I 100%. I said that. I'm okay with that. My issue is I feel like he should have had the conversation, especially in the sense that they have overlapping fan groups and you knew you were going to have to see her. That's my only issue. And that to me is what makes you the F boy. Because you knew you was going to walk in that house and you came up in that house like, hey, Summer. Like it wasn't no issue. Like you didn't just like ghost her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was the episode, you guys. If you haven't caught the first season, go on over to Peacock. It's only 8 episodes because y'all know how Bravo does when it's a new season. I mean, when it's a new show. So season 1, I think was only I don't even know if it was a full 10 episodes. So it's a quick binge. Go get caught up on the people. Wait till you get to the episodes with Bria and her boyfriend child. That was Simon child. That was the whole situation. But yeah, go get caught up on everything, and we will come back next week and we will talk about episode 2. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.